Hey, it's Onesto, and Arturia's Minilab 3 is a great keyboard. There's a ton of useful features here, it looks and feels good, and I'll tell you right now that it's a keyboard that I strongly recommend. But there's one superpower that Minilab 3 has over a lot of MIDI keyboards, and that's software integration. And that's important because it allows you to get ideas out more freely, and from my experience, it helps me to be a lot more creative. But before I get into that, give me about 30 seconds to show you what Minilab 3 can do. This keyboard comes with 25 slim velocity-sensitive keys, 8 colorful velocity-sensitive pads with aftertouch, 8 endless encoders and 4 faders, pitch bend and modulation touch strips, an octave and transpose control, a chord mode that allows you to create a chord that you can play across the keyboard, a handy OLED display and clickable encoder for easy navigation, a versatile arpeggiator mode, 500 presets from Arturia's Analog Lab, and for ports you get a MIDI out port, a controller port for sustained expression or foot switches, and a USB-C connection that can connect to your computer, iPad, or other power source. If you want to learn more about it, I have a link down below that you can check out. Now you can find a lot of these great features in other small MIDI controllers, and all those MIDI controllers cost about the same as this one here. So that makes you wonder why choose one over another. When I bought my first MIDI controller, that was a question I had. I ended up buying Arturia's KeyStep because I heard that the build quality was great, and there were a ton of great ports if I ever needed them, which is kind of a boring reason to buy a MIDI keyboard. So let me introduce you to the wonderful world of software integration. We'll start with how it connects to your DAW. At the time of recording this video, Minilab 3 integrates with Ableton, Logic, FL Studio, Reason, and get this, Bitwig Studio. And as one of the few Bitwig users out there, it feels so good to be seen sometimes. The integration is a little different across DAWs. I'm using Bitwig, which is very similar to how Minilab connects to Ableton, but I'll leave a playlist in the description so you can see how Minilab 3 connects to your DAW. All right, when you first plug in the keyboard, your DAW should instantly recognize it. So no need to open up a controller's menu or anything like that. It just works. To control your DAW, the first thing you want to do is hold the Shift key and press the program button to alternate between controlling your DAW or Arturia software. Whenever you see this aggressively colored outline, it means a couple of things. First, if you turn this encoder knob, you will change its position. So right now it's toggling between different scenes. And second, these 8 clips will correspond to these 8 pads. If you want to toggle between different tracks, hold Shift and turn the encoder. Right now we're on scene 1, and you'll see that the color of each scene coordinates with the colors of the pads here. So if I want to activate my vocals and piano, I will hit the first and second pad. If I want to activate the entire scene, then I'll press in the encoder. So now I'll move across and notice how the clips in each scene correspond to the pads. As I move to scene 2, all the pads are lit up because scene 2 has something happening in each clip. And scene 3 only has these 4 pads lit up because there's 4 clips occupied, which for some reason I think is really cool. I'm probably getting way too excited for this. I probably need to make more friends in real life, but it's just such a cool feature. If you want to record inside a clip, on the track you want to record, and then hit the pad that corresponds to the instrument's clip. And to stop recording, just hit the same pad. And there you go. Now you might be thinking this demo is barely trudging along, but trust me, once you build that muscle memory, you'll be impressed with how fast you're moving, and even better, how fast you're creating by barely using your mouse. Now let's switch over to the timeline arranger and record a new sound. What's cool is that you can browse and select an instrument with the keyboard. To do that, hold Shift and turn the encoder knob until you're on a new track, then push the encoder knob while still holding Shift. You can now select an instrument, and I'll choose Arturia's Analog Lab so I can show you how Minilab 3 integrates with Arturia software. To control this plugin, remember that you'll need to hold Shift and press the program button until the OLED says Arturia on it. Now you can turn the encoder knob to browse through the different presets, or you can hold the Shift and turn the knob to browse different categories, which is what I really like to do. So I'll choose this one, and whenever you select a preset, you'll see some macros and sliders near the bottom of the plugin, and guess what? These are assigned to your keyboard's knobs and sliders. So if I turn this knob, it turns the corresponding knob on the plugin. And if I bring up a slider, the same thing goes up in the plugin. All right, let's record in the timeline. It's pretty simple. Remember, we need to press Shift, hit the program button so we can go back to controlling our DAW. Continue to hold Shift and press record to get us ready. And once again, still hold Shift, press the play button to actually start recording. And when I'm done, I hold Shift and press stop. That was super easy to do. And I hope you see how software integration could enhance your workflow. When knobs, pads, and sliders are set up this intelligently, you'll generate more ideas faster. Because instead of stopping your flow to move a mouse, you can just hit a pad or two and keep going. And one very last and very exciting thing to share is that the next time you'll see me, I will be a father. Seriously, my wife's due date is in a couple of days, so I may not be around for a while, but I will be back, just not quite the same. Thanks for watching. Later.